Okay, this is for Fan Formula 8th of January. Question 1, with Mercedes confirming they'll miss the first test at 2012, will have a knock-on effect like it did with McLaren. Well, Mercedes have got this whole new front wing F duct, unlike the F duct of 2010, which stalled the rear wing. It's going to stall the front wing, which missing this test is going to mean this will work better, and of course it will be a good idea. At the same time, Mercedes needs all the track time they can get. They're in danger of slipping back to being a midfield team. And as for anyone else missing the test, I can very much see HRT missing all of the tests again and setting the car up again at the first race. Possibly Marussia, but I've not heard anything from them. Possibly Williams. Whilst Williams need all the track time they can get, at the same time they've got to make sure that they're not rushing the car, rushing the development. Question 2. Which team do you think will improve most from their 2011 form? I think Caterham are going to do good, because they're meant to be getting KERS from Red Bull for this season. That Williams have the potential to improve most. They've got the whole new gearbox, new KERS, new engine supplier. So yeah, I think Williams and Caterham will improve the most in 2011. Question 3. With 2 seats left in Formula 1, one Williams, one HRT, who would you like to see in both seats and why? I think Rubens Barrichello is such a good fit for Williams. He's got so much experience to put into the FW34. In effect, with the way Williams is at the moment, it's like a brand new team. They're sort of having to pull themselves up from nothing up to the midfield Rubens can do. Or if it's not Rubens, I'd quite like to see Bruno Senna there instead. This is if Rubens isn't there. Rubens is my choice for Williams, but if he isn't chosen, I'd prefer to see Bruno Senna. As for HRT, supposedly Liuzzi's got a contract with them, which I'm not sure HRT will follow. Narain Carter-Kane would be a good person to see in HRT, or Karan Chandok if he drive for HRT. I think if it was Carter-Kane or Chandok, it would prove that F1 is branching out more and more. Question 4. What is your opinion on pay drivers? Do you think it will take away the opportunity for more talented individuals with less funding? Or do you think it is essential to maintain the sport? I agree with a lot of people. I don't really like pay drivers, and the best example of a pay driver is Pastor Maldonado, and his unpopularity with a lot of people isn't helped because he ousted the talented Nico Hülkenberg. Actually, that's probably the best example. However, that said, Williams probably would have gone tits up without Pastor Maldonado's funding, because whilst the FW33 was a joke, we don't know how much of his funding was put into has already been put into the 34. I do think it's bad that some drivers like Rubens was having to scrabble around for funding to try and keep his seat. I do think that's wrong. However, I'm not sure what I think. If pay drivers were good, they'd be up at the top end of the grid, which is the long and the short of it. Pay drivers are needed for midfield, low-end teams, which is fair enough because they've got to survive in Formula 1. However, without someone like Bernie Ecclestone, the team needs to have enough money to function without a driver. Unfortunately, pay drivers are becoming essential for some of the teams like HRT. I don't think they would have survived if it hadn't been. I think Carter-Kane brought in a lot of sponsorship for them at the start of the year, because they had Tata, one of their main sponsors. Likewise, I said Williams would have probably gone under if it wasn't for PDVSA. And the bonus question, what are you looking forward to in F1 2012? Formula 1 is always exciting and something to look forward to. Interested to see how Williams perform in 2012. Be interested to see how the 3 newest teams do, how close they can get to the back of the pack. I assume Caterham are going to be leading, HRT following, and Marussia last. I'm assuming that. Assuming the top 3 is the same as Red Bull, Ferrari and McLaren, I'd be interested to see if McLaren can take the fight to Ferrari and Red Bull while still keeping within the FOTA guidelines. Okay, that's everything, and I'd just like to make a couple of shameless plugs here. People keep looking at my Williams articles I did for Sport Right Now last year. That's at blog.sportrightnow.com/F1/Williams, or the whole lot are available at storyfy.com/CY90999. And if anyone's interested in photography, look at my Flickr page. It's flickr.com/stewhite90999. And just a heads up, I'll probably have this bit cut off. Keep looking out for for March. Keep a look out for Storm Space Productions. Their series will be putting out on YouTube. As it is, we're not entirely sure whether we're going to be out for March or out for April, but we're going to be out by then. Okay, so that's the end.